Hey there, Alan Matthews here from Classical Guitar Shed, and in this video we're going to be looking at a way to understand your music better and help communicate the big ideas of your music to your listeners. It's just a simple little exercise you can do in your practice that can help you to understand your music. So when we have a piece of music, we have pages and pages, one or more pages, of notes. Yes, this is obvious, I'm saying this. But the question is, how do we phrase this? What should be loud? What should be quiet? How does my decision that I make in the first few bars affect what goes on later in the piece? How do I make this into one idea so that just like a short story, a well-written short story, it communicates one basic idea, it's all cohesive, it's got good unity to it, and it just makes sense when you hear it. It's just a little nugget of cohesion, of everything connected and everything related. Well, one of the ways that you can do this is just to zoom up to 30,000 feet with your piece and say, where is the biggest point in the music? Where is the high point in the music? So this could be the loudest, the most energetic. What is the most pathos? However you want to define the high point of your music, then find that high point. So on this is the piece, one line of music right here. So then what you can say is, where is the high point? And so it's oftentimes somewhere around the 2/3 point, just as the goal mean. But let's say that this right here, this is the high point right here. This particular bar 67 or whatever it happens to be, then that's the highest point. Well, then that means, what that can tell you, once you've decided that, well, then you know that at no other place in the music should you get any more energetic or louder than that, because that's the big moment, right? So you want to save in other places so that you can have extra to give at that moment, so that you can communicate clearly, this is the high point. This is the point that I want you to know is the high point. Here's the big thing, and we're going to wind down to the end, so enjoy it because this is it. So once you know that, then that's your baseline. Nothing goes higher than that. So across the entire piece, that's your threshold, right? You can still be loud, you can get close to it, but you just want to save just a little bit so that you can be right there. In larger pieces, there might be multiple. There might be one for each section. There might be multiple big high points if it's a longer, more drawn out piece. Most pieces under 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, will typically just have one per main section, if it's a big section thing, major than minor, something like that. So that's the point. Then you can ask yourself, okay, so what's the next highest one? Is there like a sub-climax that we go to somewhere? And maybe that's the end of something right over here. So now we have those big points on right there. And then you can plot how to get there. You can plot how to get from one place to another. You can also ask, what's the lowest point, right? You could say, what is the lowest point? Well, the lowest point is right at the very beginning. I'm going to start off really quiet. Or right at the very end. I'm going to get quiet again at the end. It kind of dwindles away at the end. So now you've got a shape that's occurring in your music, and you know pretty much how to go through this. What this means is, whenever you're right here, you're going along, it means don't get any louder than that, because you need to be pushing towards that. You can track, how is it going to connect? I'm going to go up a little bit, but then I'm going to pull back a little bit and up, and you're going to do this type of thing. Typically, this is the way it works, something like that, and then the same thing back down again, so that not every single note is directly proportional. It's not a straight line, in other words, from one place to another. Generally, sometimes for little snippets, but it's usually not progressive, each note incrementally louder than the one before it for long stretches of time. That's really difficult, like in Ravel's Bolero, like the snare part, to make that happen is really difficult. It does happen in pieces, but usually we're up and down depending on the notes. It's more vocal in that way, louder, softer. So this is just a way that you can get a scheme for your music. You can make it into one particular plot, like a storyline. You know exactly when the big moment is, and you know when the smaller moments are. So, hope you enjoy that. Please subscribe to this channel. I look forward to seeing you soon.